Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thanks so much for being with me today. It's great to have you here. While you are jumping on, I'm just going to bring this live up on my iPad and on my computer so that I can see all of your comments. So while everybody is jumping on, make sure that you say hi. Let me know that you're here. So if you are watching live today, you will see a little red live button up in the top. Whoop, let me see. There we go. Up the top there in the top left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you're probably watching the replay, or perhaps you're watching over on my YouTube channel later on after I upload this. So thank you so much wherever you're watching from. And if it's your first time watching today, let us know where you're from. Say hi, let us know where you're watching from. We'd like to say good day to you. So, all right, let's bring this up. Where are we going? We are going here. And I need to check that my sound is not on. No, we want that off. Okay, cool, cool. Oh, it was off and it flicked back on. So we're all good now. All right, that's computer all set up. Let's set up the iPad. It's all a bit of a system. It takes a little bit of time getting everything all set up. And these parts can't be set up till you do actually go live. So yeah, it's a little bit of a process, but we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. There we go. Okay, great. Now I can see all of your comments. So be sure to say hi. Let me know that you're here. I love to chat with you as well. And so that's always lots of fun. I'm just going to move. If you get seasick, close your eyes for a minute. I'm just going to move my camera because, there we go, because it was a little bit over that way. No, that way for you. Forgot. Everything's in reverse at the moment till I flip the camera down. Yes, so it was going to be, when I tipped the camera down, it was going to be off my my lovely paper. So just had to move it a little bit. So all good, all good. Hey Rose, great to have you with us today. How are you? How is the weather down in Tassie today? Let me know. So how's everyone's weekend? What did you get up to? Did you do some crafting this weekend? I actually didn't get any crafting done on the weekend, I have to say. Had lots of work to do, so I was busy on the computer most of the time. Did see some other people's beautiful creations, but I didn't get to create any of my own. Yeah, so, well, actually, I've been collaborating with Amber for our next class, so have been collaborating together on that, actually. So yeah, so our next class is the Hues of Happiness class, and the projects are beautiful. So that paper, that floral paper, is just gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. But yeah, say hi as you're jumping on. So hopefully my internet will oh, I think I just froze then for a moment. I was just going to say, hopefully my internet will play happy today, because the last couple of weeks it's been a little bit drained and not too happy. And I ended up having to shut down some of my additional devices and get all the family to jump off too. But I have actually got Amber here watching as well today as my moderator. So she's helping me keep up to date with all the comments as we go along. And also too, she'll share some links and things as I talk about some different things. So I've got a really cute card to share with you today. I've got some things to share with you as well before we jump into that. So how about we do that now? So if you have been living under a rock, then you might not already know, well, maybe this is the first time you've seen Stampin' Up! Too. So if you don't already know, Stampin' Up! Has got a brand new catalogue out, which just released on the 3rd of May. So it's been out a couple of weeks now. Super exciting, beautiful, beautiful products. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it so that I don't get the glare. There we go. Beautiful products in here. Some have been carried over from the previous catalogues. Some are absolutely brand new, and we're going to be playing with one of the very brand new products today. which will be lots of fun. So I've got a beautiful project prepared for you. So I already know what I'm doing today, which is good because sometimes we craft on the fly, but today I actually have something prepared. So all good. Now, if you haven't seen this catalogue before and you would like a copy, please let me know, and I would love to send you one if you don't already have a demonstrator and you're here in Australia. Unfortunately, I can't send them overseas, and I can't sell to anybody overseas as well. But I do have tutorials and things though that can be purchased from overseas, so we'll get to that. But yeah, this catalogue is absolutely beautiful, and we can share the insides of it now because it's gone live, because I've had this a whole month earlier than everybody else, or well, demonstrators get it a whole month earlier, and so we've had it a little while, but I wasn't able to show you the inside until it went live to the public, which it has now. So beautiful, beautiful project samples in there as well as products. So lots of great creative inspiration. You'll see I've added my little tabs down the side here, which makes it easy for me to find things. I've got all the sweets tabbed up here. Oh, actually, there was one I missed. Did I end up adding it? I realized the other day I'd missed the Here's a Man sweet. No, I haven't. I didn't add it. And I meant to go and add an extra tab, but it was going to mean I was going to need to move these other ones because it was in the middle somewhere. And I've just got some extra little tabs there of things I'm going to show you today. But yeah, really beautiful catalogue. So bumper pack full of all different sorts of things. It's a bit hard for me to flip the pages because of all my little tabs on there. But we've got lots of sample projects as well for that creative inspiration and to give you some ideas of how to use some of the products, but really beautiful. So, and the paper we're going to be using today is also brand new and absolutely gorgeous. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. So let's see. Oh, Rose said the weather down in Tassie today is terrible. Cold and rain. The rain is bucketing down. Oh, yucky. It sounds like a good day to stay at home, stay rugged up, stay warm with a nice cup of tea or coffee if you drink coffee, or perhaps hot chocolate. And good day for crafting too, Rose. So if you would like to craft along with me today, feel free to bring out your projects and craft along with me. That's always lots of fun. Now, hey, we've got the new catalogue, but we've also got some additional products that have been released that aren't in the catalogue, but you'll find them in the online store. And we've got our kits collection kits. So we've got at the moment, I think there's 13 different kits at the moment. Hey Roz, great to have you with us. How are you today? So we've got 13 different kits to choose from. So there's project kits, card kits. There is even a magnetic board kit, which is beautiful, which I did craft with on my live a while ago now. If you're on my YouTube channel, you can find it over there. So you're good. That's awesome. Yeah, so lots to choose from. And also too, I have got a class coming up now. It's next weekend. So this one is closed out for this month, but every month I'll be having a class based around the kits. So it's going to be called, well, it is called My Cards and Cuppa class or afternoon. And you can choose whichever kit you like, purchase it through my online store, and then come along to the class, and we're going to meet on Zoom. So we'll be a little bit more face-to-face, and it'll be a lovely afternoon. We'll have a couple of hours of crafting together with our kits. And if you're new to crafting, this is a great way to get into crafting, paper craft. If you've never done it before and you're not sure if you're going to like it, or you're just not sure what you're going to need, these kits are all inclusive. So they have everything in there that you need, apart from a pair of scissors, which most of us have scissors at home. So that would be the only other thing you would need. And so yeah, so look out for that. I'll advertise that each month. And my next one will be in June. So it'll be the third Saturday in June. And I usually advertise that about 3 weeks out to give you time to order your kit and then get that delivered to you in time, ready for the class. And I have the instructions for all of the kits. So if you're working on a different kit to the one I'm working on, that's okay, because I've got the instructions there too that I can help you along as well. So yeah, now not only do we have the kits collection available online, Stampin' Up has just released some brand new merchandise. So it's branded, Stampin' Up branded merchandise. Normally it's just demonstrators get these as an exclusive offer, but this time Stampin' Up has given well, everybody the exclusive on these this time. So it's a bit hard to see on this flyer, and I haven't got mine yet, so I can't show you them in real life. But we have a few products based around the beautiful Abigail Rose suite, which is so, so pretty. So we've got a poster which says, love what you do, share what you love, which is part of the motto of Stampin' Up. We've got these gorgeous little hoodies, and they come in all different sizes. So they're not available just yet. I checked again before I went live today. We're still waiting for them to arrive here in the South Pacific. So that's Australia and New Zealand, but they should be here pretty soon. Then we've got the beautiful grid paper, which I'm going to be using some of that today, which you can purchase, and you also get this in the starter kit. I'll talk about that a little bit later too. And then there's these file folders. Oh, I should have got them out. They're over on my shelf. I do have those, the file folders. I showed them in my unboxing last week. So I did a fantastic unboxing last week, showed lots and lots of products. So if you missed it, go back and look for my video from last Monday, and that will be on there. Now, the date today is the 16th. So last Monday was the 9th. So there you go. That's of May 2022. I should have said the year, the month and the year. And then we've got these cute mugs, and these mugs are in the new in colors. And they're like a thermal mug, so they'll keep your hot drinks hot and your cold drinks cold. And yeah, so that's really exciting. So check those out in the online store. Anything I am showing you or talking about today, you will find in the online store, in my online store. And you can find that two ways. So you can go to my blog at mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, or you can go to my website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net. And you can find all of these products there. You just click on the shop button, and that'll take you through to my online store. Now, if you are shopping with me, be sure to use my May 2022 host code. And this is it here. And all orders over $50 receive a thank you gift from me. And this month, I have actually got something special. I have got a beautiful tutorial bundle, which has tutorials for all of these amazing projects, including one which is one that I have created using the same stamp set we're using today, but it's a different project. But mine's in there too. There's mine. There's a little sneak peek of my project in there. And when you shop with me and you spend over that $50, you will get this absolutely free for a thank you, as a thank you for shopping with me. So now, if you don't shop with me, or you're from overseas, or you're a demonstrator, or perhaps you already have your own demonstrator here in Australia, this is available for purchase as well for 28 Australian dollars. So if you are interested in purchasing that, please feel free to get in contact with me, because you can actually purchase this outright without shopping with me as well for $28 Australian dollars. So keep that in your mind as well. And of course, we've got our amazing starter kit promotion at the moment for the month of May. And it's a really amazing promotion, and we've had a couple already, or we've had a few actually already join in our team, which is super exciting. People that have seen the value, the fantastic value in this starter kit, and have been very, very, very clever and taken that opportunity to get those beautiful new products. Now, with the starter kit, you will pay the normal price of $169, but you get to choose $235 worth of product. So you're already getting $66 worth of product straight up. Plus you get free shipping. So that's an added, I think it's $11.75 or something, or it might be more than that now, because the shipping has just increased a little bit. So that's already for free. But on top of that, and you get to choose those products, remember, $235 worth of product of anything you want, whether it's a current product, so if it's in the catalogs, or if it's in the online store. Amber's just put up a join link there if you'd like to join my team. Amber's put a link up there. Thank you, Amber. But if you would like to ask me lots of questions too, please feel free to do that. Or even if you just have a couple of questions, feel free to do that, because I'd love to give you all the information before you make that decision, if it's right for you. But anyway, on top of that starter kit, sorry I got sidetracked, you will also get $116.50 worth of brand new in color products. So these are the products that you get. Stampin' Up! Will add these for free, and you also get a box of catalogs and a few other things as well, that if you would like to share those catalogs with others, you can. If you choose not to, that's okay as well. But you will get a pack of the big pad of 25 sheets of the in color grid paper, and it's in the 5 different colors. Today we're using Parakeet Party. We're going to use a piece of that. You get a packet of the A4 assorted cardstock, so you'll get 4 sheets of each of the 5 colors. You'll get the full collection of the in color ink pads, so that's the 5 colors. Plus you'll get a packet of the in color 6x6 designer series paper in those in colors as well. So you've got Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tranquil Tide, I'm testing myself now, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. I did it, yay! And I didn't even cheat. So they are all the additional things that will be added to your starter kit between now and the 30th of May 2022 when you join my team. So if you would like to take up that amazing offer, join now, and you'll be joining a wonderful creative community. We have such beautiful people in our team, and everyone is there waiting to welcome you. It's a very inclusive group. We gather together each month as well. We have lots of fun things happening in the group every day. There's always something going on in the group. It's a busy group. We also have creative challenges. At the moment, we've got a card swap. So some of us have joined in the card swap. Tahitian Tide. Did I say the wrong color, Rose? Maybe I said the wrong color, did I? Tahitian Tide. Sorry if I said the wrong color. Tahitian Tide is what I should have said. Yes, and so there's always lots of fun things happening in the group. So so come and join us and join the fun. It's really fantastic. And you're not locked in. So if you join and then you decide that it's not for you, or you've changed your mind, that's okay. You can just go back to being a customer. It's really easy. There's no exit penalties or anything like that. You just simply stop ordering as a demonstrator and you go back to ordering as a customer. Oh, I said Tranquil, did I? Tranquil Tide. Oh, because that was a previous color. Tahitian Tide. Thank you, Roz. Yes, it's Tahitian Tide. Tranquil Tide was an old one. Too many tides. Yes, so what was there was something else I was going to say. Oh yes, and you don't need to sell product. You don't need to do classes or Facebook Lives like I do or anything like that. You can simply join, enjoy that amazing offer at the moment, and then an ongoing 20% discount for as long as you would like to stay. If you only choose to stay, if you join now in May, so you'd have the rest of this current quarter, which is May and June, then you'd have the next quarter, July, August, September, plus as a pending month, October. So you'd have between now and October to take advantage of that 20% discount. Now, some people worry about quarterly minimums and things like that. Yes, there is a quarterly minimum, but your first quarterly minimum, if you join this month, you don't have to meet that until the end of October. And then it would be, so you actually get additional time. But then after that, it would be quarterly. But it basically works out, well, after your discount, it works out at around $125 a month. So you can put smaller orders in throughout the month. You can put in one big large order each quarter, however you would like to do it. But as I said, don't worry about that. Don't stress about that. Just come along and join us. If you find that you can't manage that financially, then that's okay. You just go back to being a customer, but come and experience the group. Come and experience what it is to be part of Stampin' Up! And then decide if it's right for you to stay or not. But yeah, please feel free to ask me any questions that you may have. But it's a fantastic offer. It's the best one at the moment that I have seen probably since I joined, 5.5 years ago. So nearly 6 years ago. Yeah. So let's see. Let me catch up on a few comments. Judy's here. Hey, Judy. She's here for a few minutes. A fellow Stampin' Up-aholic. Yes. Judy took the offer up just recently and she joined our team. So she is a new member of our team and enjoying her time with us as well. Lots to learn. When you join, there's lots to learn of how things happen and what this means and what that means, and there's lots of terminology, but that's okay. Don't panic. I'm here to support you and help you, and so are our team as well. Everybody's so lovely and helpful, and I've already seen Judy said, I sure did love my goodies. That's awesome. And I've already seen, we've had a few new team members join, as I said, since this promotion started on the 3rd of May. And I've already seen some other team members in the group helping some of those newer team members when I haven't been around. So, so it's really awesome. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's move on. Talking about in colors, just very quickly, I do have an in color club. So if joining isn't something that you want to do or want to try, that's okay too. I'm happy still to have you as a customer. But I also have, if you wanted to get your hands on some of those in color products, the ones I showed you, some of those ones I showed you are included, not the grid paper, but the other ones are. And additional products. I also have an in color club that runs over 5 months. So you can get, Amber will put up the link for the club if you want to go and have a look and see what's included in the club. And it's a 5-month, commitment to get all of the in color products. There you go. Amber's just popped the code up there. So when you click on that link, it just takes you through to the information. You're not committing to anything. So feel free to go there and have a look, read through it and see if you would like to participate. And then if you do, there's a registration form there as well that you can fill in. Haven't got any pretty pictures with this one because this is just a copy of the document that I printed off, but there's lots and lots of product included in our In Color Club. And as I said, it runs over 5 months and it just helps you with your collection, helps you in a more affordable way to gather together all of those in color products. So check that one out as well. That's pretty cool. All right. So now that I have told you all of that news, I think it's time to get crafting. And as you're creating your projects too, think about who you might give them to. Depends on the types of projects that you're creating. Sometimes I like to create lots of different projects and use lots of different sentiments so that I've got plenty for different occasions. And then I can decide when I need one for a particular occasion. I know that I've got a stash there, so I can then go and decide, you know, which one I feel is a nice one for that person for that particular reason. But we'll talk more about that as we're crafting. So I'll cover up the camera now and I'll tip it down. Feel free to chat with me, chat with each other. Let me know if you have any questions. And as I said, Amber is here as well, so she will help me filter those questions. If I miss any, she'll pick up on them and she'll help me to answer any of those if I have my head down crafting. But feel free to craft along with me too, or just sit back and relax. All right, here we go. I'm going to cover up the camera and I'll tip it down onto the desktop. Here we go. All right, just bear with me for one moment while I get this ready. And it's going to be a bit creaky at the moment while I just adjust my stand. Squeaky and creaky. And we'll tighten all that up so that it's not going to move. And there we go. All right, so we'll adjust the cameras. And you'll notice we've got a different view today. Normally we have my wood background, but today we have got some of that beautiful new In Color Designer Series paper. And you know what? My camera is still too far over. So sorry, just close your eyes for a moment. If you get motion sick, I'm just going to move the camera over. It means I have to slide my whole stand, which is pretty heavy. at the moment because it's got a couple of candles weighting it down as well. There we go. So let's just, and I've got a little bit of blue tack just under the corners of this too to hold it in place. So I'm just going to reposition this. I'll just wait for my camera to catch up a little bit so that I can make sure that I've got that in the middle for everybody. Move it up a tad, and then I can see my working area. All right, so as I said before, if you're looking for any of these products, you can go to my online store, and this is my May 2022 host code. So be sure to use that when you're shopping with me so that I can send you a gift when your order is over $50, and every order gets a thank you card as well from me. Sorry, just adjusting my camera. I feel like that was at a bit of a weird angle. I did that last week too, didn't I? Had it at a bit of a weird angle. There we go. Now I'll have to move this again. It's all good. Okay. There we go. All right, so the stamp set we are going to be using today is from, we're using a few products from the new annual catalogue. And, well, my keyboard wants to keep sliding down there. Hang on a minute, I've got an idea. Let's pop a little bit of blue tack just there. Keep my keyboard in place. There we go. Then it won't get in our way. All right. So yes, so we're going to be using some product from the new catalogue, and I've got a few pages there tagged. Sorry, that wasn't straight. That was annoying me. So the first one we're going to be looking at today, or that our main feature for this project, is the beautiful Wild and Sweet stamp set. This one is so gorgeous. As soon as I saw this one, I thought, oh my goodness, I have to have that. It's so adorable with those beautiful animals on there. And especially too that it's got a koala, because of course, you know, we're here in Australia and it's lovely to see one of our native animals in the catalogue. And then we've got the panda and the raccoon, which are super cute and adorable. So we're going to be using the panda today. Now, the tutorial bundle that I mentioned before that you will get with a qualifying order with me this month of May, or you can purchase it for $28. I have used in this one, this is my project here, I actually used the raccoon. So this project that I'm making today is a different project because I can't share the May tutorial one with you because that's exclusive just for the tutorial. So nobody else gets to see that except those who get the tutorial. But yeah, so we're using that one. And then we're going to use one of the verses from the Wisteria Wishes stamp set, which is one that I've just designed a class for, and that class has just closed. So if you missed that and you're interested still, send me a message and we'll see what we can sort out for you. But using the Wisteria Wishes, so we're using the hang in there. Then we're going to be using some of the gorgeous designer series paper on page 133, which is the Pretty Prints paper. This is really gorgeous, this one. So we're going to use some of that. I'll show you that a bit closer up. Then over on pages 174 and 175, we're going to be using some of the dies. We're using the new stylish shape dies, and we're using the stitched rectangle dies, which have been around for a little while, and these are probably my most used dies, the stitched rectangles. So we're going to be using those too. I'm just showing you where to find these in the catalogue now before we get started, so we can just jump in and get going. And then on page 177, we're going to be using the Timber 3D embossing folder, which is also a really lovely embossing folder, and that's also another one of our favorites. So they're the products that we're going to be using today, and of course we're using inks and ribbon and embellishments and things, but you can find those in the catalogue. There is, if you didn't know, at the back, and I did do a bit of a walkthrough of some of this last week, in the back of the catalogue, on pages 181 to 182 is the complete stamp index. So if you're looking for a particular stamp set, you can find them there. And then there's an accessory index. So if you're looking for other particular things, adhesives, inks, embellishments. It shows you in the back of the catalogue here which pages to go to look for those things. Okay, so if you're ever unsure and you can't find something, go to the back to your index and that'll help you to find things in the catalogue. And if you're looking for the sweets, there's a list in the front in the contents, and they're on page 3. There's a table of contents list here. Also tells you about the accessories, host and join, and then the indexes. So you can always go to that page as well, which is page 3. Okay, let's have a look at these products. So this is the gorgeous Wild and Sweet. It's so adorable. And there's so much beautiful detail in this stamp set. Now, the images on the cover are just shown at 85% because they needed to fit them all in on the cover. But the stamps themselves are actually really large. This is the Panda one. So you'll see if I lay that beside the stamp case, you can see that the stamp itself is actually quite a bit larger than the image on the front cover. Okay, so don't be deceived by the images. And then we're just using Wisteria Wishes with the hang in there. That's where that one comes from. Okay. And then the dies, we'll get to the dies when we get to that stage. But let me show you the project that we're making today. So this is our gorgeous Panda project for today. How adorable is he? He's so sweet. Look at him having a little snooze in that tree. Super, super cute. I chose the Parakeet Party designer in color grid paper today because it was green. I know it's a different green, but we're using green today. So I thought, well, I'll choose green to go with the green. Yes, but this grid paper comes in the 5 different in colors. So this is what we're going to create. So how about we get on to starting that? We're going to be using just 2 colors of ink today. We're using Crumb Cake for our embossed piece, but all of our stamping is actually going to be done in the Tuxedo Black. And then we're going to be using some Stampin' blends as well. We're going to be using Dark Soft Succulent, Dark Smoky Slate, and then for the tree, we're using 2 colors. So we're using Ivory and Bronze, and we're going to do a bit of blending with those 2 together on the tree. Okay, and I've got a dauber as well for the Crumb Cake for our embossing. I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine ready to go as well. So let me just pop all of these back over to the side out of the way and we can get creating. If you've got any questions as I go along, feel free to pop them down in the comments. All right, I'll give you all of the measurements of all of these pieces. I've got everything here ready to go. And just one sec, I'll just double check. Yep, okay. All right, so to begin with, we have got a white card base. This is just half a piece of A4 cardstock, cut in half at 21 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters. And I've just scored and folded that in half at 10.5. I've got a piece of the Pretty Prince Designer Series paper. Oh, I haven't shown you that yet. I need to show you that. And this is that beautiful green. This is Evening Evergreen. And this piece is 14.45 by 10.1 centimeters. I've got a strip of Crumb Cake, which we are going to emboss with our bark embossing folder. And this one measures 14.45 by 4.5 centimeters. Then this is the piece we're going to stamp onto, and this is thick basic white, okay? Because we're going to be using Stampin' blends, the thick basic white takes up the Stampin' blends a lot better, and it's got a really good absorption for the alcohol in the Stampin' blends. So this one measures 12 centimeters by 8.5, and we're going to do some die cutting with that one. And then this piece is just ordinary basic white, and this is for our sentiment. And this is 6.3 by 3.5, and we're going to die cut that one as well. Then we've got some beautiful black and white gingham ribbon, which we're going to use, and our classic matte dots, which comes in the 4 different colors. You've got basic white. Some of them are hiding up under there. You'll see when I open them to use them a bit later. Basic white, very vanilla, basic gray, basic black. So you've got the four neutral tones there. Okay. So that's all of our measurements. And let me just quickly show you the designer series paper, because then we'll get started. Now I've chopped into this. It does come in 12 by 12 sheets, but I've already used some of this. So the colors in here, let me just tell you, there's lots of colors in here. There's Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Evening Evergreen, Gorgeous Grape, Petal Pink, Rich Raspberry, Shaded Spruce, Soft Sea Foam, and Soft Succulent, and Sweet Sorbet. So lots and lots of colours. If ever you're not sure what colours are in your paper, you've got the colours here on your pack. Sorry, that's probably the plastic's reflecting. It also tells you down here how many sheets are in the pack, and you've got the item code there as well. Alrighty, so let's have a look at these gorgeous papers. So as I said, these ones come in, I'll actually flip them over and show you the opposite side as well. We'll just do a quick flip. I did show these as well on my live unboxing. In fact, did I show these on this live unboxing or my pre-order? I can't remember which one now. But yeah, you can see I've already cut these. But beautiful patterns. These match with the Sun Prints designer series paper as well. That's in the Sun Prints suite. Same designs, but in the different colors. In the Sun Prints, you've got all the blues and whites. But these are just so pretty. Oh yeah, Judy has this stamp set too. She says she loves hers and she had fun using this stamp set last night. Yes, she sent me photos of her beautiful projects that she had made, and they were gorgeous. So there you go. So all those beautiful colours in that designer series paper with those beautiful nature prints on there. So they are just gorgeous. So check that one out in the catalogue in the back of the catalogue where all the designer series paper is. You'll find that one. That's a beautiful one to have in your collection. All right, so we've chopped some down into 6 by 12s and some into 6 by 6 as well. So we've done quite a bit of chopping of this paper. We've been, as you can see, we've been using it up. I love this color. It's gorgeous. Alrighty. Let's get started. So we're going to start with stamping our Panda first because we want that ink to dry before we do the colouring. So we're going to start with him. Now you can use either a large block. So this is the, what size block is this? This is the E block. Okay, so again, these blocks, these are the ergonomic, or they're just called clear blocks, but they're kind of an ergonomic block. They're a good solid block. They hold really nicely in your hands. They've got the beveled edges, which makes it easier to hang on to. You can find these in the annual catalogue or on my online store in the tools section, or for stamping large stamps like this, you can also use the Stamparatus. I'm going to give it a go with the Memento today. Sometimes with the large ones, sometimes you do need this, the Stamparatus. Just depends on the design of the stamp. So I'll see how we go first with the Memento. Oh, there's a little bit of something on there. Let's just get that off, otherwise that's going to pick up the ink. A little bit of something. There we go. All right, so when I'm stamping with Memento, because it's a very firm pad, because it's a felt pad or a linen pad, I like to rub my ink pad over my stamp first and then tap, tap, tap. And you'll notice because it's a large stamp, I've put the stamp down on the desktop and I'm taking the ink to the stamp. And that just gives me a better coverage. Now, I know I've got 2 Memento ink pads and I know one of them isn't as juicy as the other, and I don't know which one I picked up. I didn't actually check to see which one I picked up. So we'll see how our stamped image comes out. And if need be, we can get out the Stamparatus. Now, I've got to leave room to die cut around him with my die, my rectangle die. So hopefully I've left enough room. Oh, I might have stamped him over a bit far actually. So give a nice firm press on all of that. Now, if you have arthritis or you have troubles with your hands or even your back, and you have trouble putting firm pressure onto a stamp like this, then the Stamparatus will be a great tool for you. Oh, that actually came out really well. So there you go. Yeah, the Stamparatus is a great tool. It is a stamp positioning tool. If you haven't seen it before, here it is. I've got some very dirty grid paper in there. So it comes with 2 plates that are interchangeable, and you can take them out. You can choose whether or not to have your plate at the top or at the side, depending on how you prefer to stamp. It comes with 2 magnets to hold your cardstock in place. You've got the grid printed on the base. It also comes with a foam mat as well for using with photopolymer stamps, because you need a bit of extra cushioning and height. And you can do all different sorts of techniques with this. I need to actually do a bit of a session with this to show different ways of using this, and it is in my mind, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So all right, so let's clean this stamp. I'm just going to bring in a little bit of scrap paper. I've actually got small grid paper. I'm just going to stamp off the excess ink from there, and then I'll give that a clean on my chamois. And then while we've got that Memento ink out, we'll also stamp our sentiment as well. But we really want that Memento ink to dry before we start colouring with our Stampin' Blends, because if that ink is still wet when we stamp with our our Stampin' Blends, it will actually bleed a little bit, and we don't want that. Oh, hey Robin, how you going? Great to have you with us today. How are you? How is the weather over there today? We've actually had a really beautiful sunny day today. All right, so that's that one. All right, so we'll pop him to the side for the moment, and we'll stamp our sentiment. Now we've got I don't have my silicone craft, not my silicone craft sheet, sorry, my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath me today. So hopefully I'll get a good image. Usually when I'm stamping a sentiment, I like to have my, oh no, that actually turned out pretty good. I like to have my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath so that I get a nice crisp image, but I didn't have it out today, but that's okay. That turned out all right. So, all right, so we've got that. We're going to do some die cutting of those, but we're going to let the ink dry as well. And while that's drying, we can do some other steps. All right. So what we might do first is bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because we've got to do some die cutting, and also we're going to do some embossing of the crumb cake piece as well. So I'm going to be using my large machine today because the embossing folder I'm using, which I actually don't have out. I don't have, I didn't get my embossing folder out. Hang on 2 secs. Let me grab that bark embossing folder. No, that's not the one. Sorry everyone, hang on a minute, I'm just finding it. Okay, it seems it's gone walkies. So I might need to improvise with a different one. I'm pretty sure it's not here. I thought I had it out. I thought I saw it, but no, it's not. We've got a whole heap of other projects on the go as well for other classes, so it's possibly in one of those tubs. Nope. That's okay. That's all right. What we'll do, I've actually got, let's see, what else could I use instead? I could use this one. There we go. I can use that one. I do have the old Timber 3D embossing folder, but that's a different, is that the one, or is that the old one? Oh, that is the one. Hang on, that's the one. I was thinking that was the retiring one. Just double check. I think that was the one. Let me just double check. Sorry, getting all my... See, when we get all these new products, it's hard to remember which ones are which. Oh, this is the one. It is the one. Timber 3D embossing folder. We had another wood one before, which was bark, and it was quite similar. And I would always get the two of them mixed up. But no, that's the current one. Okay. I thought I'd picked up that's the one I had my hand on before, and I thought I'd actually picked up the old one. Oh, good. There it is. Okay. Right, let's open that one. Take that out. Sorry about that, everybody. Sometimes we miss these little things when we're getting ready. So many things to remember and think about. Okay, so I'll bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There we go. So we've got the big machine today, and we are going to be needing our embossing plate as well. Let me get that. There we go. We'll need that for our embossing folder. Okay, so we'll start off with our die cutting first. So I'm going to pop my plates on this side. So we will do our... Oh, there we go. I'll die cut my Panda first, and I'm going to be using the stitched rectangle dies. Hang on a minute, they're also not here. Oh my goodness. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Oh dear. There they are. There they are. Stitched rectangle dies. All right. Goodness. I thought I was so organized today. All good. Now let me double check which size I had used. No, I think it's the next one up to that. That one. That's the one. All right. So I'm using the third largest, it is. So I've put mine onto magnetic sheets, which just makes it so easy, especially for the dies that I'm using all of the time. Yeah, it just makes it super easy. And I trace around them so that I know exactly where they all fit back on the sheet, which isn't so bad with the rectangles, but some of the other ones that have lots of designs, it can be hard to work out where they go back on the sheet. Now, the other thing too, I had to tell you, was that the brand new magnetic plate is now available here in Australia. We just found out on the weekend that it's actually become available now. So I have information on that for you. I'll show you in a sec when I just get this all lined up, which is super awesome. So I haven't ordered mine yet because we only just found out that it's available, but I will be popping that in my next order. All right, so we've got our base plate, our which is our number 1 plate. We've got our number 2 plate, which is our adapter plate, a clear plate, number 3. Then we've got our, this is going to keep popping up, our cardstock, our die, and then we're going to pop another clear plate over the top of that. There we go, and then we'll run that through. Might need to stand up for this. Hang on a minute, what am I doing? That's not going through. Oh, I didn't have that on an angle, did I? Let's try putting that on a little bit of an angle. I forgot. I was too busy talking. Usually with the straight edge dies, you need to put them on a bit of an angle to help them feed through the machine. That feels better. Yeah. Otherwise, it can get a bit stuck when it hits those rollers because it's a straight edge and it can cause a bit of a speed bump. So it makes it hard to go through, and then it sort of makes a big clunk. There we go. All right. So we'll take this off. Actually, what I'll do is I'll die cut each one, and then we'll release all of the dies. We'll just do all the cutting first. Okay, so we'll do our hang in there, and this time we're going to use the new stitched shape dies, and I'm going to use one of the labels out of here. So we're using the shortest wide one. Okay, a bit hard to see there under the camera. So we'll use that one. Yeah, so I can't wait to get the new magnetic platform, which will be fantastic. It's actually a cutting platform, so it has a self-healing mat that you can cut directly onto, and it's a fully magnetized mat. So it means that your dies won't jump around trying to find the magnet. The entire piece is magnetized, which will be awesome. And I believe that it has a solid plastic base as well to stop it from warping. If any of you had the previous one, there were issues with the warping and things like that. So Stampin' Up took it away and they've redeveloped it. There we go, that one just popped straight out. They've redeveloped it so that it'll be a lot stronger and we won't have that warping. So how cute is that, that little banner? Look at that. So that one's ready. And now we're going to change our plates because we're going to do some embossing. So I'm taking all of these ones away. We're going to use our Timber 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to have it so that my wood grain runs along my cardstock like that. So the wood grain is running long ways. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see. I'm running out of space on the camera because I've got the big machine in the way. Okay, so then we pop that in. When you're putting your embossing folders through the machine, always make sure that you've got that folded edge going through first, okay? We're going to pop that down and then we're going to put on top our grey, oops, there we go, our grey embossing platform for our 3D embossing folder. And we're going to take that through. There we go. And now when we open this, we've got this beautifully embossed piece that looks like wood grain. Can you see that in the light? We're going to highlight, I'll show you how to highlight that wood grain. All right, so that's it for all our die cutting and embossing. So I'll move the big heavy machine out of the way. Ooh. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do now is, I need to take our Panda out of our die. So I've used these rectangle dies over and over and over so many times that some of them, the most used ones, sort of like to bite into the cardstock a little bit because I've used this one so many times. This is probably the most popular size that I use. So if they do happen to get a little bit stuck like that, what I do is I take my bone folder and I just release it from one corner like that. So just release it from one corner and then I just run my bone folder along the edge to just release it from the rest of the corners rather than trying to pull it, because if you just try to pull it, sometimes you can tear those little stitching lines. But there we go. So there he is. That's come out beautifully. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to pop these dies back so that I don't lose them. Always a good idea to pop your dies back straight away onto your die sheet and into your packet so that you don't lose them, especially when you've got little dies. So many times in the in different demonstrator groups, I see demonstrators posting up saying, can someone tell me where this die belongs, which set it belongs with, or can someone tell me which stamp set this one belongs with? Yeah, and I always think to myself, put it away straight away, people. And you won't lose them. So there we go. So I practice what I preach in terms of that, always putting them back away. Well, I try to anyway. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is we are going to highlight the wood grain on this beautiful paper. Now let me bring back in my grid paper, my little grid paper, because I want to keep my big grid paper nice, my pretty grid paper. So I'm going to use a dauber and some crumb cake ink. And so I want you to see the difference. So see how it's very hard at the moment to see that wood grain effect. Even if I'll angle the lights a little bit more onto my desk. So you can see it, it's there, but it's quite subtle, and it really does depend on the light that you hold it in. But just by adding a little bit of ink rubbed over the top, you'll see that design, that embossed design, is now starting to pop. Can you see the difference there? Can you see how you can really see that wood grain look now? Isn't that awesome? So you can go as heavy or as light as you like with this, or even a little bit, because bark isn't even in color either. So you can even go a little bit darker in some places and a little bit lighter in others. I like to, you probably noticed I'm dabbing off my dauber a little bit first onto my paper before I take it to my embossed piece, just so that I make sure that I don't get it too heavy in one particular section. There we go. That's as easy as it is. And now you can see that beautiful design, that beautiful embossed design in the cardstock. So that's a really quick and easy technique that you can use. The daubers come as blanks, like as, uncolored, and they are called sponge daubers, and they come in a pack of 5. I have one for every color because I've got all of the ink, so I keep one for every color. But if you wanted to, you could keep like one for the yellows, one for the oranges, one for the blues, one for the pinks, and one for the reds, and that sort of thing if you like to. I prefer to have one for every color, but I'm using mine all the time too, so it's a little bit different. All right, so what we can do now is we can start just putting together these two pieces here. I just want to do this first before I color the panda because, or actually, no, I'll wait. I just need to remind myself, I'm going to put the ribbon right there. I need to remind myself to put the ribbon onto that piece before I adhere it. So, because so many times lately I've been forgetting to add the ribbon at the right step. So I'm going to put it on top and I'll put it over to the side and we'll color our little panda. So I'm going to bring in my grid paper again and we'll bring in our Stampin' blend. So do we have any questions at all? Oh, hey Glenda, how are you? Great to have you. Hey Tina Marie, great to have you with us. The specialty paper, oh, it is beautiful. It is the Pretty Prince designer series paper, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I showed it just before, but it is so gorgeous. Like these, it comes in 12 by 12 sheets. I've just cut these in half already because I had used some of these and we had some paper shares and things. So so that's the paper, that's some of the papers. Some of these green ones I've cut down even more. That's the other side of them, but they are absolutely gorgeous. About the specialty plate. The specialty plate, that is the embossing plate. This one here, this is for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's for using with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the 3D embossing folders. This is the number 4 plate. It does come with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine when you first get it, or you can purchase it as an individual item as well from the annual catalogue or from the online store. But yeah, it's a number 4 plate for embossing. It's called the embossing, I think it's called the embossing plate. Let me have a look and see. It will be in here. Yep, there it is on page 157 of your catalogue. And I'll just wait for a moment. I've just got a signal error come up. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the specialty plate, is this one here. This is for 3D embossing. Oh, you thought you were ordering the magnetic plate, but you got the specialty plate. Oh, no. Oh, the magnetic plate just got released on Friday or Saturday. I only found out about it on Saturday. And it looks like this. And this is what I was going to talk about, actually. It looks like this, so it's a different color. This is just an image because I don't have mine yet. But the embossing one is dark grey, and this one I believe is light grey, very light grey. It's almost white on the image. The other thing is too, when you get this on the reverse side, it'll show you the sandwich to put together, so how you stack together your plates to be able to use it. But the imagery was actually incorrect, and so there has been a correction, and that's something I was going to point out today too. So thank you for asking that question, actually, Tina Marie, because that just reminded me. If you got the wrong plate, Tina Marie, you can contact Stampin' Up when you receive your order. Contact them and just let them know, and they will give you some help to return that, and then you'll be able to order the one that you actually wanted. Yeah, it'll be a different price, so they won't be able to do like a straight exchange, but you can probably get a refund on that or a credit, and then order the one that you wanted. Just make sure that you don't open it or use it or anything when it arrives to you. But yeah, ring demonstrator support and they'll be able to help you. Yeah, so with the new cutting plate, there's new imagery that has been released. So if you have already ordered it and you haven't seen this, please let me know, and I'd be happy to send you a copy of this so you know the correct order of your plates. But basically you need a plate 1, 5, and then 3. Okay, so 5 is going to be the new cutting plate, the new magnetic plate, and then 3 is one of your clear plates on top. Okay, so but yeah, I have copies of this. If anybody needs one, let me know. And they are rectifying the ones that are coming out as well, so they will be fixing that issue. Yep. All right, so that's the plates, and that's where to find them in the catalogue. The magnetic plate is actually in here in the catalogue as well. It's the number 5 magnetic cutting plate. So you've got the specialty plate, which is item number 4, and then the magnetic plate, which is item number 5 in the catalogue. So there's the 2 different ones there. Yeah. Okay. And they are different prices too. Whoops, that's stuck there. All right. So back to our little panda. Let's color him. Now I'm going to start. I'm not blending on the panda and I'm not blending the leaves, but I will blend the tree. So I'm going to start with the panda himself first, and I'm just using the dark smoky slate, and I'm basically just going over the black parts on him just to add a little bit of extra color. I mean, you could leave him just black and white as he is, but you can sort of see the white cardstock through his fur. So I just wanted to add a bit of extra color. But because there's a lot of shading already there in the image, I don't feel that you really needed to add any blending there with his fur. But how adorable is he? He's so cute. There we go. There's also in the catalogue a stamp set. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's on the opposite page to where you find this particular stamp set, and it has bamboo. That would be awesome in the background as well, using this stamp with the panda. So I actually don't have the bamboo stamp set, but I've been tempted to buy it since I got this one. Not sure if I'll get it or not, but yeah, it will go really well. Let's go over his eyes as well. There we go. So that just gives him a little bit of extra color. Just highlights that black a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. So that's as easy as that is. And we'll do the leaves now too. Oh, Glenda said, am I on early today? No, I normally start at 4, although often I'm 5 minutes late. But I did start at the normal time today. Started at 4 or just after 4 today. So maybe you just are jumping on a little when I'm partway through, Glenda. I might not have chatted as much today, so maybe I got into the crafting a bit earlier. That could be what it is. Some days we have lots of chat time, which is always fun. And some days my viewers are more chatty and we're having great conversations and stuff. So sometimes we chat a little bit more before we start crafting, but it's all part of it. It's all fun. So we didn't chat as much today, I guess. Maybe that's why you thought I was a bit earlier. Okay, so just using this beautiful, did I tell you what color I was using? Dark Soft Succulent. Sorry, I just started coloring. I think I didn't say what color. And I'm just using the bullet tip this time. So the Stampin' blends, they have a bullet tip or a finer tip, and they've got the brush tip as well. And because the leaves are fine, I'm just using the bullet tip. Oh, you thought I was at 5 o'clock. Oh, there you go. No, I'm up at 4 o'clock every Monday. Every Monday, 4 o'clock. That's Australian Eastern Time. So it depends where in the country other people are watching from. It might be a different time for them. There we go. So yeah, so I like to use these Stampin' blends. If you're not familiar with Stampin' blends, they are an alcohol-based marker. So if you are stamping and then colouring in, you need to stamp with either our classic Stampin' pads, which are water-based, or the Memento stamp pads, which are water-based, and then colour with the Stampin' blends, which are alcohol, so that they are the opposite. Otherwise, if you stamped with a different type, with an alcohol or solvent-based stamp pad and then tried to colour with the alcohol markers, you would just get a big smudgy mess because they react with each other otherwise. So yeah, so stamp with water-based colours or water-based ink and then colour with the alcohol markers. And these are great because they dry really well. And when you're doing blending, the colours blend really, really beautifully. And you can blend same tones, you can blend different tones, you can do all sorts of things. There we go. So there's all the leaves coloured in. And now we're going to do the tree. Do you think his nose needs a bit of colour too? Oh, I missed his nose. Thank you, Tina Marie. You know what? I went back and I looked at him a second time and thought, have I missed something? And I thought, no, I've got it all. Thank you. I did. I missed his little nose. There we go. Hopefully I didn't miss anything else. Let me know if you think I've missed anything else. All right, so now we're going to do the tree. So I'm just going to work in smaller sections this time. I think I'll start with this branch up here. And I'm just going to do a little bit of dark. Oh, that's a bit of, I was wondering what that was, a bit of ribbon. I'm going to do a little bit of dark along the edges there, along both edges. And then in the center, I'm going to use the lighter color. So that's the bronze. Now I'm going to come in with the ivory and I'll blend those edges in a little bit and color the center part of the trunk in ivory. But blending down the edges of that bronze as well, because you don't want like a harsh line to show. You want depth of color, so it looks like there's, you know, it's the edge and there's a bit of shading there, but you don't want a harsh line. So you just go back over the edge there just to blend that down a little bit. There we go. All right, and then we'll go down to here, or over to here I should say. Just adding a few strokes along there and along there. And when you're working with Stampin' blends, you want to just, we're going to go around his arm too, you want to just work with small sections at a time. You don't want to work with large areas, because what will happen is the the first color that you lay down will dry and then it won't blend nicely. So you want it still to be wet when you come in with that second color so that it'll blend in with that really nicely. So turn him around a little bit. I'm going to turn him upside down while I blend that in. So just blend down that harsh line and then we can color the center part of the tree there. Blend in a little bit more. And of course, the more color you lay down, the darker it's going to become as well. So just be mindful of that if you don't want to go too heavy. There we go. So we'll move down and do the next section. Tina said, when I was at school, my favorite coloring technique was outline in texta and coloring in pencil. Oh yes, I remember doing that too. The end result would look like the same as yours. Ah, yeah, I remember doing that too. I'd forgotten about that. Wow. There we go. So we're going to go up there and then down here around his other leg. We'll just go to there. And we're going to go around this wood knot a little bit too, because I feel like there would be a little bit of dark area around that wood knot. There we go. And we went down there. Yep. Got that down there. Okay. Might add a little bit more, just under, little bit more shadow under his leg there. So I feel like that would be a little bit more shadowed from his body. Hi Nola, how are you going? It's lovely to have you with us today. Oh, thank you so much. You're loving my little panda. It's a beautiful stamp set, this one. So in this stamp set, you've got the panda, the koala, and the raccoon. And they're all so adorable. I love the image, like the design, sorry, the line art imagery of these as well. They're really, really beautiful. There's so much detail in the stamped image. So we'll just go around, blending in that area there. So when I'm using Stampin' Blend, you might have noticed I like to colour in a circular motion. I just find that for me, I get a nicer finish that way. But the Stampin' Blends, you really do get a nice smooth finish. Just going to add a little bit more up here. And the branch up here, I feel like it's a little bit light. There we go. And I'm going to just take a bit more of the dark. Oh, that's another thing too. You might notice I'm recapping my Stampin' Blends every time I go to use them, because if you don't cap them, because they're alcohol based, they will dry out very, very quickly. So make sure that as you're using your blends and changing color, make sure that you do cap them in between. I feel like I'm just going to add some dots of darker color in the center there of that wood knot, because I feel like the center of the wood knots are usually a bit darker. There we go. All right. So round and round and round. I'll blend out all of this around the leaves. I'm just going to turn that upside down for a minute. Sorry, little panda, you're going on your head for a sec. Got to get down here and blend this down. There we go. So who's crafting along with me today? Anybody crafting? And if you are crafting, let me know what you're making. I'd love to know. If you're making cards or perhaps you're making something else. There we go. All right, then we can add a little bit more, lay down a little bit more color just to get that a little bit deeper, a little bit more through the trunk there. There we go. And that is that. Done. So not difficult to do at all. You're just watching today, Tina Marie? Ah, that's okay. Lovely. Oh, Nola's crafting along. She's making a card. Very good. Lovely. And Helen is knitting while she's watching us. Ah, fantastic. That's great. And Rose is making her wish list. Yay! That's exciting, Rose. That's very exciting. We love a good wish list, don't we, everybody? Rose just received her catalogue a couple of days ago. The catalogues took quite a while this time to get down to down south to Tassie. And so, yeah, all our Tassie friends were anxiously waiting for their catalogues, and they were very patient in their waiting. But yeah, it's hard when everybody else is getting their catalogues and you're still waiting. You kind of want to get it and want to see all the beautiful new things. So anyway, I'm going to adhere this embossed piece now to the DSP, which we've already pre-cut. I gave you all those measurements at the beginning. So if you're jumping in a little bit later, feel free to go back and watch the beginning where I gave all of the dimensions of, now let's see, does this have direction? Oh, I think it looks like it goes up that way to me. I don't think it really does, but yeah. So this is going down, I don't even know the measurement. I'm just eyeballing that. I think, let me measure. For those of you who like exact measurements, that is 1.7 centimeters down from the top. Let's see what I did this time. Oh, very close actually. 1.65, I think. Oh, that's not straight. Okay, I have to straighten it up. I haven't pressed it down yet because I've got the glue on there. So I'll just inch this side up a little bit. Hopefully that glue hasn't stuck too much yet. Inch that side up a little bit, little bit. Oh, might have already stuck. All right, so press that down. There we go. I'll leave my ruler out. Now, before I adhere this to the base, I have to remember to do my ribbon. So we are going to take our black and white gingham ribbon and we're going to wrap that around. We're going to tie a knot over on the right-hand side. So I'm doing this just directly from the spool of ribbon so that I don't have any wastage. And just tying a simple knot. Oops, I've twisted my ribbon. Hang on a sec. Yep, I have to. Alrighty. Hang on, I've got to untwist that. There we go. Now, when you're doing this, because we're wrapping it around designer series paper and a piece of cardstock, but the designer series paper is, you know, a little bit thinner. So you don't want to pull it too hard because you don't want to warp your designer series paper and make it curl up. So just don't pull your ribbon too tight, but you need it, you know, firm but not tight. There we go. And we'll tie our knot bow, as I like to call it, and we'll just trim up the ends there. Did get a little bit of excess here, but that's okay. We'll just trim that off there. Oh, cut that one a bit shorter than this end, didn't I? I better trim this one down now. There we go. Okay, so we've got our little knot bow. I'm just going to move that over a little bit closer to the edge there. We can trim, oh, took a nick out of that when I just trimmed it then. Let me fix that. Let me just fix that little one there. There we go. Okay. All good. Alrighty, so now we've got our ribbon on there, and I'll just move that down, yeah, about there. We're going to adhere this onto our card base. So because I've got ribbon, I better make sure I've got that straight, better I? Because otherwise, when I stick that down, it's not going to look good. There we go. So it's up a little bit from halfway. Stop sliding, stay there. That side's sliding, this side's not, because that's where the knot is tied. So it's not sliding. The knot is not sliding. There we go. All right, so we're going to add some adhesive to the back there. Now I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape because when I've got ribbon on the back there that I like to I like to take tear and tape over the top of that ribbon, which helps it to hold in place and also helps hold the paper down there at the edges where that ribbon is, rather than using glue at this point. Because see how now I'm putting that over the top of that ribbon, that'll hold that ribbon in place. There we go. Alrighty, and now we can pop that down. So we're going to, I'm just going to release the top piece of the backing of the top piece first of my tear and tape, so that I can line this up before I stick it down tight, because the tear and tape is a very strong adhesive, so I want to make sure that I get everything lined up first, and then I can stick. There we go. All right, so that's all nice and straight now, and then I can release the other pieces. So just remove that backing from the tear and tape and pop that down. Don't forget your ribbon. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Tina Marie. Yes, I remembered today. I've been forgetting it a lot lately, haven't I? And having to pull pieces back up to get my ribbon on. Oh, I'm glad I didn't forget today. There we go. All right, beautiful. Now with our little, oh, I better put the lid back on my glue. With our panda, we're going to pop him up onto dimensionals, give him a little bit of a lift off our card base. So I'll bring in my dimensionals, and I like to use my take your pick tool to pick up my dimensionals. For me, it just is easier. So I'll turn this up the other way and see how the Stampin' blends have bled through that cardstock. Now that's the thick basic white. So imagine how much they would have bled through if we just used the standard basic white. But also too, when you're blending colors, it bleeds through the cardstock more. Now it is supposed to do that because of the absorption of those blends. That's what it's meant to do, but that's why it's really important to have something protecting your work surface so that those blends don't get onto your desktop or whatever you're working on. So I'm just removing the backings now of my double-sided adhesive foam, or Stampin' Dimensionals as we call them, and I'm going to pop my little panda down over to the left-hand side. So he's kind of centered top and bottom, but he's over to the left-hand side a little bit. So is that about right? Let's see. That looks about right. There we go. And we've got our little knot bow there. And then with our sentiment, we're going to pop that up onto dimensionals as well. Now, because it's going to be overlapping a layer that's already on dimensionals, we're going to need one layer of dimensionals on this side, but this side that's hanging off, we're going to need 2 layers of dimensional. So we'll grab our dimensionals out. We're going to pop one under, actually, you know what? I'm going to use my minis for this, or if you don't have minis, you can cut down your large ones, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one down in this corner, which is overlapping there, one in about the middle, which is overlapping there. Okay, now all the rest of that tag is overlapping the DSP, so all the rest of those areas where I need my dimensionals are going to need to be 2 layers of dimensional. So we'll pop down one layer there, we'll remove those backings, and we're going to pop another dimensional straight over the top of each one of those to make them 2 layers high. Now the mini dimensionals are the same height, and I'm going to do the same along the bottom here. They're the same height as the standard dimensionals, it's just that they are smaller, so you can use them on smaller areas, or as I'm doing here, I'm using them in areas where they are it's overlapping 2 different layers, so that I can layer these up so that my sentiment sits flat. There we go. All right, so we've got 1 layer, 1 layer, 2 layers, 2 layers, 2 layers, 2 layers. So when I flip that over, that will sit nice and flat on there like that. Okay, so we'll remove all of those backings now. Does anybody else do that? Did you all know about doing that? So just remove all of those little backings. These ones are a little bit trickier to remove because they're only so tiny. There we go. So now what we have to make sure is when we're putting this down, where we've got those 1 layers, that is on that white cardstock that is already up on 1 layer. Okay, so then we're just going to add this like so. I'm going to put that up a little bit, higher. Just make sure I've got my, it's got to go down a little bit lower. To check where I've got my, I'm looking to see where I've put my dimensionals. Oh, it's got to go over a bit. I've done this one a little bit lower than I did the other one, but that's okay. So there and there and there and there. There we go. There we go. So we've now got those 2 layers of dimensionals sticking to the designer series paper, and the 1 layer are sticking to that layer that's got the panda on it. Okay. There we go. All right. So there we have our little panda. Now we have to add some bling because, as I always say, every card needs ribbon and bling. And so we're using the classic matte dots. There we go. And we're going to use, so we've got the 4 colors there. We're going to use the black ones. And I'm going to have a small one up in the upper right hand corner. There we go. And then I'm going to put a large one and a small one down in the opposite corners, or opposite corner, I should say, like that. There we go. And we are finished. There's our project for today. There you go. So what do you think? Did you like that one? Oh, look, my ribbon's sitting a bit different on the one I did today. I must have tied it at a slightly different angle, but that's okay. Isn't it just so adorable? I love this little panda. He's just so beautiful, and it goes so well with that beautiful paper. And as I said, if you had that bamboo stamp, you could stamp that in the background. That would be beautiful. So many different things that you could do. So again, that stamp set is the Wild and Sweet stamp set. If you haven't seen that, that's in the new annual catalogue. It's a beautiful stamp set, beautiful imagery. You don't have any sentiments in this stamp set, so you would need to have a sentiment from another stamp set. I just used the one from the Wisteria Wishes stamp set, but really, really beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, Robin. Thank you, Rose. I'm glad that you all love this. Oh, Rose said that she'll have to order this one. She loves it that much. That's great. Fantastic. Very good. Now I'm just scrolling back up to see if I missed any other comments when I had my head down. No, I think... Oh, I just caught where Helen said she just remembered that I was on, so that's okay. Oh, Amanda jumped on. Sorry, Amanda, I didn't see you. Hi, it's great to have you with us. I must have had my head down when you jumped on. Didn't see your comment. Lucky I'm scrolling back through now to see who else I may have missed. Oh, it's raining where you are today too, Robin. See, I missed that comment as well. I think that's everyone. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's comment. If I did, I apologize. Feel free to, I'm looking at comments right now, so feel free to say hi now if I missed you earlier. Hopefully I didn't. Dimity said very nice. She also has this stamp set. Fantastic. It's a great one. Yep. Helen said, love the card, Mandy. Have to go now, bye. Oh, okay, no worries, Helen. Take care. Thanks for popping on. Oh, and Tina said she can relate to the panda. She's feeling very sleepy. Very cute. All right, well, I'm going to tip the camera back up to my face now so that I can say goodbye to you face to face. So bear with me for one moment. Here we go. Just adjust this. Oh, I did that up very tightly today. Okay. And the reason that I cover up my camera is so that I don't make you all motion sick when I move the camera, because there's a lot of jiggling around. Oh, look, and I forgot to flip. There we go. Sometimes that happens too. I forget to do the flippity flip. And I'll just adjust those lights. There we go. And I'll adjust the camera. Oh, goodness. Alrighty. So there's our cute little card today, our cute little panda. Isn't he adorable? He's so cute. I'm glad you like him. Let me hold him over this way a little bit more, away from the sentiment. There you go. He's really adorable. So yeah, if you don't have that stamp set, that is one that I highly recommend. It's really easy to color in because the animals in the stamp set basically are black and white and gray. You've got the gray koala, the black and white raccoon, and the black and white panda. Do raccoons have a little bit of brown on them too? Just thinking, I might need to Google some images of raccoons to get the right coloration as well for him. I think they do, because I think when I did it in the tutorial bundle, he had brown, yeah, brown, black and white. Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm sure I put brown on him before. So remember that I have this tutorial bundle available for orders over $50 in May, or you can purchase it outright for $28 Australian dollars from me. So just get in contact with me, send me an email or a private message, and ask me about that, and I can give you all the details. But yeah, you get all of those tutorials. I think I forgot how many there were. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So there's 8 fours are 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There's 36 tutorials, so 36 projects in that tutorial bundle. So yes, so it's a good one, and I've got that available for May for my beautiful customers this month. All right, the audio doesn't match the video. Oh, is everybody else having that as well? Watching it back on my phone is okay, but I'm not sure on other devices. Sometimes it can get out of sync on your iPad. If you're watching on an iPad or a tablet, sometimes it can get a little bit out of sync, but hopefully when I download it, it'll be okay. So I'll have to see. Maybe something happened when I flipped the cameras. I hope not. All right, well, thank you all so much for being with me today. Remember that we've got the magnetic plate is now available. You'll find that under the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine page in the catalog. We've got the in color joining offer where you get $116.50 of additional products, all from the in color line, absolutely free when you purchase your starter kit. And oh, hi Alison. Alison's just jumping on. I'm just signing off. You just missed me, Alison. Ah, you have to watch the replay. Yeah. So I can listen to as I'm on the train. Oh yes. Sounds like a good plan to watch the replay later. Awesome. And yes, and so we've got those things happening at the moment too. So if you have any questions or there's anything I can help you with, please feel free to get in contact with me. I would love to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to serve you, and it's my pleasure to do that. So please feel free to let me know if you have anything I can help you with or any questions. So I will be live again next Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see some of you then. I will be advertising my next class in the next couple of days as well. So watch out for that. That's the Hues of Happiness class. I'll be advertising that either tomorrow or Wednesday. I have to check my schedule, but it's coming up. So watch out for that as well. And otherwise, have a great week, everyone. Hope you get some crafting in there. And I hope you all stay safe and well. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.